Welcome back to FlyEaglesFly News, where we dive deep into everything happening with the Philadelphia Eagles. From strategy breakdowns to player development and upcoming matchups over the holiday. Things slowed down a bit across the league, but that only gave us more time to analyze the team, review performances, and prepare for what's ahead. The Eagles are facing a pivotal stretch, and every detail, from offensive schemes to defensive reads, is going to matter more than ever as they gear up for the clash with the Buffalo Bills. As I went through game footage and studied practice reports, one theme stood out clearly: the margin for error is smaller than ever. And the pressure is building for both seasoned veterans and young players alike. Looking at the league over the holidays, a few games caught attention despite the lighter schedule. The matchup between Washington and Dallas was closer than many expected. Washington showed moments of brilliance, nearly turning the tide in their favor, but ultimately could not sustain the drive when it counted. Injuries played a role on both sides, highlighting the ongoing challenge of staying consistent throughout a demanding NFL season. Fans online debated the effectiveness of each offense, comparing personnel and potential playoff scenarios. But the reality is always different when the stakes rise. Teams that can dominate weaker opponents often struggle under the spotlight, and that's where experience and mental toughness become decisive. Kansas City and Denver provided another intriguing matchup. While Kansas City's season had already been decided, Denver managed to find some rhythm and kept the game competitive. Meanwhile, Minnesota's game against Detroit revealed the widening gap between playoff contenders and those already out of the hunt. Observing these patterns gives insight into team mentality, showing who is mentally invested and who is already disengaged. For the Eagles, understanding how other teams manage their roster, injuries, and intensity levels can offer valuable lessons on maintaining focus and preparation as the playoffs approach. Every snap, every tactical adjustment becomes even more critical when opponents are either desperate to climb the standings or already looking ahead to the off-season. Turning our attention back to the Eagles, it became evident that under-center snaps with Jalen Hurts could be the key to unlocking the offense against stronger defenses. Mixing formations and keeping the defensive line uncertain is essential, particularly when facing a disciplined front like Buffalo's. Integrating Tankspy more frequently adds flexibility and unpredictability, giving the offense a chance to capitalize on mismatches. Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown remain vital pieces, capable of stretching the field and creating openings for explosive plays. When combined with Saquon Barkley's ability to gain yards after contact, this approach can keep a defense off balance and create scoring opportunities across multiple drives. Reflecting on the previous contest against Washington, the impact of a versatile offensive plan was clear. The Eagles' offense moved fluidly, using a combination of runs and play action to keep defenders guessing. Barkley's decisive runs opened gaps, while Smith's catches extended drives and ensured sustained scoring pressure. These 10 under-center snaps revealed how effectively the offense can execute when timing, blocking, and reads align. It's not just about the scheme, it's about the player's ability to read the defense, make split-second decisions, and convert opportunities into points. That kind of execution becomes even more crucial against elite opponents, where mistakes are magnified and every possession carries weight. Defensively, the Bills present a unique challenge. Stopping the run is vital to limiting their offensive rhythm, and containing Josh Allen requires disciplined positioning and constant awareness. Complementary pieces like James Cook add complexity, and defending against their varied attacks demands precise execution from every linebacker, cornerback, and safety. This brings attention to Jihad Campbell, whose rookie season has been marked by growth and adaptation. While he has faced difficulties in gap responsibility and reading play action, the upcoming match will serve as a benchmark for his development. Comparisons to veteran Nico Dean illustrate the difference experience makes, and Campbell's challenge is to convert what he has learned into decisive, confident plays under the intensity of a high-stakes game. Campbell has spoken openly about the learning curve of stepping into a starting role. The past months have been about acclimating to the speed and complexity of the NFL, while understanding his responsibilities within the defensive system. Facing a quarterback of Allen's caliber and a team that consistently extends into January represents both a test and an opportunity. Confidence, mental composure, and precise execution will define his performance, giving fans and coaches a clear picture of his readiness for more significant responsibilities in the future. Every tackle, adjustment, and decision will not only impact the outcome of the game, but also shape his trajectory as a cornerstone of the defense. Offensively, Flexibility and unpredictability remain central, combining under-center snaps with shotgun formations, play-action passes, and strategic use of skilled players creates a layered approach that challenges even the most disciplined defenses. Coordination between the offensive line, tight ends, and receivers is vital, and when timing aligns, the offense becomes capable of sustaining drives, generating big plays, and controlling the tempo of the game. The evolution of the Eagles' offensive schemes has been notable, with smoother execution and more fluid reads, providing a blueprint for approaching high-pressure contests. Defensive execution is equally critical. The Eagles must focus on stopping the run, limiting explosive plays, and applying pressure without overcommitting. Players like Campbell need to trust instincts, execute decisively, and maintain discipline to contain dynamic opponents. Every snap, every adjustment, and every tackle counts when facing a team that can attack both the air and the ground. Preparation, attention to detail, and mental fortitude will be determining factors in whether the Eagles can compete effectively against a top-tier team. The matchup with Buffalo is not merely another game. It represents an opportunity to demonstrate that the Eagles can compete at the highest level. Strategic player rotations, like Jalen Carter's return, strengthening the defensive line while Lane Johnson rests for postseason readiness, highlight the delicate balance between competitiveness and long-term planning. Offensive adaptation, defensive discipline, and situational awareness converge in this contest, emphasizing how every snap, every read, and every adjustment contributes to the broader objective. The combination of veteran leadership and emerging talent will define the team's identity and resilience as they move into one of the most challenging portions of the season. The offensive strategy needs to remain dynamic, integrating under-center plays, play action, and maximizing the impact of key players like Barkley, Smith, and Brown. Sustaining drives, exploiting mismatches, and controlling tempo are central to keeping defenses off balance. At the same time, the defensive unit must rise to the occasion, with Campbell and the younger defenders proving their ability to execute under pressure. How they respond to high-speed, multifaceted attacks from the Bills will provide a clear picture of the team's preparedness and potential heading into the playoffs. Coordination across all phases is crucial. Every unit, from offense to defense to special teams, plays a role in shaping the game's outcome. Attention to detail, adaptability, and mental resilience remain the defining characteristics separating contenders from the rest of the league. Every assignment must be executed flawlessly, and every player needs to understand how their individual contributions impact the team's overall performance. Mastery of fundamentals and situational awareness can turn tightly contested moments into opportunities for momentum swings. And that preparation is what separates good teams from championship-caliber squads. As we move closer to the big matchup, every detail in preparation becomes magnified. The Eagles coaching staff has emphasized situational awareness, ensuring that every player understands not just their assignment, but also how each adjustment interacts with the rest of the team. The key to success against a team like Buffalo lies in adaptability. Defensive backs must communicate constantly, linebackers need to read plays in real time, and the defensive line must balance aggression with containment. Mistimed blitzes or over-pursuits could open lanes for Allen or Cook, making precision and discipline non-negotiable. The ability to anticipate, react, and trust in training separates effective defenses from those that falter under pressure. Jihad Campbell's role in this matchup is particularly noteworthy. The rookie has shown flashes of brilliance, but has also had moments of hesitation, especially against complex offensive schemes. His growth will be tested against a multi-dimensional attack, requiring him to read the field quickly, commit decisively, and maintain situational awareness without overthinking. This game is a proving ground, not just for his talent, but for his mental resilience. Every tackle, every gap fill, and every decision on coverage will be analyzed, and his ability to execute under pressure will serve as a benchmark for his future in the league. Veteran guidance will help, but ultimately, this is about translating preparation into confident, on-field action. Offensively, the Eagles' strategy revolves around creating uncertainty for the Bills' defense. Jalen Hurts' under-center snaps provide a shift in tempo, making it harder for the defense to predict play calls. Play-action passes combined with a strong running game will be central, especially as Barkley continues to find space and Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown exploit coverage mismatches. Tankby's involvement adds versatility, forcing defenders to account for an additional dynamic threat, the offensive line's ability to maintain cohesion, execute blocks, and adapt to blitzes will determine whether the Eagles can sustain long drives and convert. Critical third downs, timing, communication, and precision are essential, and the offense must function as a synchronized unit to overcome the challenges presented by a disciplined Bills defense. Special teams also play a subtle but pivotal role in high-stakes games. Field position, kickoff coverage, and situational punting can swing momentum at crucial moments. A well-timed return or a perfectly executed coverage play has the potential to energize the team and set the tone for pivotal possessions. The Eagles' attention to these details underscores a commitment to excellence across all phases of the game, highlighting that preparation extends beyond the offense and defense in a tightly contested matchup. These seemingly minor aspects can become decisive factors. Mental toughness is as critical as physical execution. Facing a team accustomed to deep postseason runs requires composure and focus. Players must resist the temptation to overreact, maintain discipline in high-pressure scenarios, and execute fundamentals without deviation. For younger athletes, this represents a unique opportunity to demonstrate growth and poise. The ability to remain calm and make effective decisions under pressure will shape not only the outcome of this game but also set a standard for performance in future playoff scenarios. Maintaining focus, avoiding costly penalties, and executing in critical moments are all components of a championship mindset. Throughout the season, the Eagles have emphasized balance between development and competitiveness. Jalen Carter's return adds depth to the defensive front, while strategic rest for veterans like Lane Johnson ensures readiness for the postseason. Younger players gain valuable experience, learning to navigate complex situations against elite competition. This balance reflects a broader philosophy. Immediate success is important, but long-term goals, including playoff readiness and sustained performance, guide decision-making. Each practice, each adjustment, and each tactical choice contributes to building a team capable of excelling when stakes are highest. Execution will define this matchup. Offensive precision, defensive discipline, and the ability to capitalize on pivotal moments will determine the team's success. Every snap is a test of preparation and awareness, requiring players to read defenses, react to shifts, and make the right choices under immense pressure. Effective communication across all units ensures that adjustments are coordinated, minimizing errors and maximizing the impact of every play. In a game where momentum can shift rapidly, the ability to execute under duress separates contenders from also-rans. FlyEaglesFly News family, smash subscribe and hit like. Your support keeps the freshest Philadelphia Eagles updates flying in. Drop your take in the comments and let's talk birds. The league woke up buzzing after whispers began to circulate of a deal so audacious that executives around the NFL reportedly did double takes, according to sources close to the negotiations. The Eagles and the Rams are quietly exploring what some insiders are already calling an impossible trade, one that could reshape both franchises overnight. Nothing is confirmed. Contracts are still being analyzed and denials are expected, but the smoke is thick enough to suggest a real fire burning behind closed doors. The rumor points to a high-stakes exchange involving cornerstone pieces, the kind of move front offices usually dismiss as too risky, too expensive, or too politically explosive. Yet league insiders insist that both organizations see a rare alignment of needs. Philadelphia, always aggressive when sensing an opening, is believed to be evaluating bold options to elevate its roster immediately. Los Angeles, on the other hand, may be weighing a calculated reset without publicly admitting it, balancing star power against long-term flexibility. What has fueled the frenzy is not just the caliber of players allegedly discussed, but the secrecy surrounding the talks. Agents are said to be on standby. Cap specialists are working overtime, and internal debates have grown heated. One anonymous executive described the atmosphere as electric intense, suggesting that even a leak could derail everything. Skeptics argue that the financial gymnastics alone make the scenario unrealistic. Supporters counter that modern NFL trades have already shattered old assumptions, and that desperation mixed with ambition often leads to history-making decisions. Fans from both sides have begun to speculate wildly, imagining blockbuster jersey swaps and the ripple effects across the conference. For now, the story lives in the shadows, fed by hushed conversations and carefully worded silences. Whether the deal collapses or explodes into reality The mere possibility has already shaken the league if this trade truly materializes. It won't just be a transaction. It will be a statement that no move is off the table when pressure, vision, and opportunity collide. That's a wrap from FlyEaglesFly News. If you want the fastest Eagles updates, subscribe, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Sound off in the comments. Let's talk birds.